Hi, my name is Jose Mantorra, and I'm going to debate about the pro and cons of the Huachicol in Mexico. One of the main objectives of the new president of Mexico, Andrés Manuel López Obrador, is the fight against Huachicol. Some of its methods were to close the gas stations, which, after an investigation, were confirmed that they were assorted with stolen hydrocarbons. There were also many pipelines across the country, and to avoid being milked, he closed them. And not just close the pipelines, but to command military groups to monitor the pipelines that were still open. Personally, I think that the main objective of the president is very important, and I support the fact that we as a country need to fight against the hydrocarbon stealing and illegal sealing. But I think that the methods that he's using or taking are not the correct ones, because he's thinking some things in one way, but he run them in a completely different way. For example, the commanding of military groups to monitor the pipelines, because they were, but most of them didn't do anything to the people that approached it to the pipelines, and they were still free to steal the gasoline. Just as when the pipeline in Tlahuelilpan exploded, causing more than 150 deaths and more than 20 injured people. That pipeline was supposed to be monitored by a military group, but they were afraid of the people because of the difference in the number of people. So I think that some of the things that he's doing are not in the correct way, but maybe the main idea that he has is good.
Hi, my name is Luis, and I'm here to debate about in favor of the Huachicol. Full destruction is one of the most serious security problems in Mexico. It's an activity involving entire communities such as Puebla or Guanajuato, but also involving military, police, mayors, and employees of Pemex. That's a big problem. Andrés López Obrador on December 27 of 2018 announced the closure of ducts and the change of how gasoline is going to be distributed. The plan also investigated 4,000 elements of the Secretariat of National Defense of the Navy, safeguarded 58 Pemex strategic facilities, including 6 refineries, 39 storage and dispensing terminals, 12 repumping stations, and ducts control. The president stated that the pipelines will be closed as long as it takes, and although he says that we are not going to have problems, his objective was to close the valves at least 4 of the 13 channels of Pemex. This objective will avoid the ban of huachicoleros could steal or gasoline. Before applying the plan's average of pack robbery was 787 a day. Now the figure is reduced to 177 a day. They closed 103 gas stations for selling gasoline and stolen diesel.
Well, I want to start, and I will defend the points against the Huachicol and the dealing of gasoline from the government, because I think that Andrés Manuel is not doing the things right. I think he's doing whatever he wants, and he might not be thinking about the people. He might not be thinking about the population in Mexico in general, because, for example, there are a lot of people that need their cars and their vans to get to work, to move some things for their business, and it's impossible for them to do it because they haven't got enough gasoline or oil to move their mobile units. So I think it's very unfair from the government of Mexico to take out all the gasoline from all the states, or most of the states in Mexico, because even though you want to fight against the Huachicol and the stealing of hydrocarbons, you cannot take them from all the population. You cannot leave all the population without any possibility, because they haven't got any other possibility to earn or to get more hydrocarbons. So they cannot get to the works. They cannot move things, as I said. So I think he's not doing things right, and not only that, but he's also sending military people to the pipelines, and all those militaries, or most of them, are doing anything. They are doing nothing. They are only standing there and they're not fighting against the people. Just as I stated before, in Tlahuelilpan, there were like 300 or 400 people around the pipeline, and the militaries were like less than 1 kilometer away, and they were doing anything. So I think he might have the main idea. Maybe it's good, but I mean all the way he's running the idea, executing, I think it's not a good way. So that's the main reason I'm against the stuff that the government in Mexico is doing. I don't know what you think, Luis. Maybe you have a different point of view, and I'm willing to listen to you.
I think that AMLO is making good decisions by making the pipes and all the gasoline getting observed by the politics, and also AMLO never left the people behind, because he always was sending pipes with gasoline and everything. He's thinking about the people, but also he's thinking about what the Huachicolers can do to affect us. Also, I think that the decisions he's making are good, because he's fighting against the Huachicol, and the Huachicol is going down because that. So all the decisions AMLO is doing are really good, and also I think that decision needs to stay longer, because that will make that people take conscious, and also the Huachicol to learn about that it's not a really easy life to live about.
Well, Luis, I think that I differ from you, because you're saying that all the things AMLO is doing are correct, and I don't think the same way as you, because you say he's doing all things correctly, and I think he's not, because you need to think, as a president, you need to think first about the priorities of the people, and I think people in all Mexico prefer getting easily to their works rather than stopping Huachicol, because Huachicol is not such as a big deal like for the PIB for Mexico. So I think people prefer getting to their jobs like fast and easy. As I said, rather to end, because AMLO is not ending with Huachicol, he's only lowering the ratio and the percentage of Huachicol, and I think he needs to think first about the people, about all the persons that need to move from one way to another. Maybe you've got an emergency, you need to get to the hospital, and you cannot do it because you haven't got enough gasoline. So in that point, I think that's why I mainly differ from you, because I think he's not doing everything correctly. Maybe, as I said in the first point, the main idea that he has got, it's a correct, like fighting against Huachicol. We as a country cannot fight against Huachicol, because the stealing of all the hydrocarbons is lowering our PIB here in Mexico. So I support Andres Manuel in the fight against Huachicol, but not in this way. I think he should look for another like alternatives to fight against Huachicol. Maybe closing like only a specific number of pipelines, because he closed a lot of pipelines, and like most of the gas stations in Guanajuato, Ciudad de Mexico, and Estado de Mexico, Guadalajara in the north, and Monterrey were closed because all the pipelines that he closed at the same time. And I think he should have closed like only a determined number of pipelines rather than closing all at the same time. So, and for example, maybe sending all that number of militaries, maybe it's a good idea, but maybe the government should have like capacitated all the military groups before sending them just like that, because they don't know if to shoot a person that wants to steal the hydrocarbon, or just like watch how is everything going. So that's why I think that the objective of Andres Manuel is really good, but he needs to focus first on all the people and the things that we care about. He cannot only like give us like 3 pipes for each gas station. So that's why I think this. I don't know what you think about all the things I've said right now, but yeah, that's what I think. And what can you tell me about it, Luis?
Well, I think AMLO is doing things right, and as Mexicans, we should be willing to pay that price if we want like the Huachicol to end, because at least the Huachicol is like taking us the oil that is for us, and we're going to pay that price all the years. There is no other way that AMLO is taking to finish the high level of fuel stealing, because the Huachicol always going to increase and never decrease. So we need to stop at this point so we can decrease, like not in a big amount, but like part for part, so it will be easier for us to take the Huachicol to a finish line. So that will be easier for us. That's where my point of view.
Yeah, I think you're right in some part, because I think maybe it could have been like less aggressive, AMLO, because he closed, as I said, all the pipelines at the time. And maybe you're right. Maybe we need to pay part of this price if we want to the Huachicol to lower its percentage. So I think you've got some reason with that. I think we need to sacrifice some things, like maybe not wasting the same amount of gasoline as we normally do, but yeah, maybe like sending less gasoline or sending a lot of pipes instead of pipelines sometimes. Maybe that would be a good way. I think I still defend like mostly of my points, but we maybe got to like an agreement. So in conclusion, I think the Huachicol in Mexico is so strong right now. Maybe the last month with the things AMLO has done, it's getting like weaker. Like it's not as strong as 2 months ago, but I think we need to fight. So in conclusion, I think Huachicol is a really bad thing, and we as Mexicans need to fight against it. So I think that's all. Thank you for listening to us, and we're Jose and Luis, and thank you.
Thanks, that's all.